Hello, this is Martin Cooper. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you watched my first video on how to use Patternform, thank you very much. Thank you for some of the comments received on the Facebook page on the Patternform forum. Again, I'm going to do something very similar, showing you how you can use Patternform to filter the data from a race card to help you narrow the field down and home in on your selections or selection. Today I'm going to take the 1245 at Haydock Park. So there's 8 runners in this field. We've got a non-runner already, Sudane. Why am I looking at this card? Well, there's 8 runners, so I've got a fair chance of probably getting a horse that's at least going to be competitive, and fingers crossed maybe even the winner. So I've chosen my race. I would find this on the Patternform card, so I click there. I choose Haydock. I would choose the 1245 race, and that's what you will have on your screen. So first of all, what usually I do, I look at the distance. I try and get a feel for how all the runners perform close to or the distance as possible. So this is 3 miles 5 furlongs. I'm going to look at the horse's form lines, sort of running say 3 miles and 3 furlongs up to 3 miles 7 furlongs. That's 2 furlongs either side of today's race distance. I'm not going to put chase or hurdle or national hunt flats, so I'm just going to look at that over 2 years, and as you can see, they've been rated to their speed figures, and Sudane does very well. And first of all, I would probably click on the win percentage. That's the win strike rate for all the runners over this distance from 3 miles 3 furlongs through to 3 miles 7 furlongs. You can see it here where I'm moving the mouse, and I can see Dark Blazy's got a 1 out of 1 record. Sudane's got quite a good record, 60% strike rate, and moving down you can see the strike rate for the other horses. Interesting already, the 2 horses at the top of the betting, Gasline Boy and No Duffer, haven't run close to this distance, and they are 1 and 2 in the betting. So already I can see maybe you'd want to oppose those 2 at the top of the market. If we go back to the race card, we can see that Gasline Boy at the moment, it's 10.45 at the moment, is 4 to 1, and No Duffer is 7 to 2. So they might be possibly worth taking on. But I would also click the win value, and what the win value does, it gives you the value of the prize money that the horses have won in past races. And you can see that when I click on that, they're ordered. So Emperor's Choice has won a race that's won 18k. We click on its form line in the last 2 years, we can see it won at Fosslas on heavy ground, 28 furlongs in a class 2 event, and we've got some figures here. We've got a speed figure, we've got its OR rating, and we've got another form figure there, which is shown usually in the RAN 2 column. Now we can also see that it runs on heavy ground and soft ground. It can handle that. It's run on heavy. It's come second in a grade 3. It's running 3 grade 3 events. It did pull up the last time, and I think if we look at the card again, it did. It's pulled up the last couple of times. So that is a concern with Emperor's Choice. But again, that's caught my eye. If we go here, we've got Lofalda. That's won a couple of smaller races, class 3 races. We can see 7 and 6k races. I don't think its form is as strong as Emperor's Choice. So already, Sudane, again, that's a horse that I would have considered, but it is a non-runner. So we can see that Emperor's Choice certainly goes over the distance or close to the distance. Probably handle the going. Let's look at the going. Let's use the going filter. So here's the going filter. I'm going to select heavy, and I'm going to select heavy to soft. Again, I'm going to look over 2 years, and again, if we're sorting by value of races that have been won by all the runners, Emperor's Choice sits on top. Very strong form line there. It's won 4 times on heavy ground. It's also placed. It's placed 3 times on heavy or soft ground. It's run at Haydock, so it came second when it ran at Haydock in February, and it pulled up there when it ran at Haydock in December 2013. So it has a little bit of form at Haydock. Just click off the form line there. And again, if I went to the win strike, well, it's not got the best strike rate, but 36% is quite healthy on the going. And again, back there. And you can click on these others. Speed, it's not got the top speed figures, and the form figure, it comes back to the top. So Emperor's Choice is a horse it certainly seems to have form over the distance, on the going, on the ground. So let's look at class. It's a class 3, so I'm going to click class 3. And again, I'm just going to look at 24 months. And again, it's top on that form figure. If we just press the win value, Emperor's Choices, it's run twice in class 3 over the last 2 years. You want to see its full form line. In class 3 you can do that. So Emperor's Choices run 3 races in class 3 events, and it won in February 2013 off 126. It's 132 today, so it's a few pounds higher, but it's not impossible for it to, I think, to win from that position. So again, Emperor's Choice on the class, and if we click class 1 and 2, again, Emperor's Choice is the only horse to have won class 2 in a higher class. We can see it won at Fosslas again, that result coming up. And it's also won at Carlisle, I think, on heavy ground, and again close to the distance. So Emperor's Choice is certainly a horse that's caught my eye. It rates well over the distance, on the going, in the class. I think it's got a class edge. Press class 1, and again it's placed in a class 1 race. Now you can see its last 2 runs it's pulled up, but interestingly 34 furlongs. Well, maybe that was a little too far for it. Maybe, I don't know, whether it wasn't a first run. And here at Sandown it pulled up over 30 furlongs. That's definitely a negative against Emperor's Choice, its last 2 runs, but I think there's enough in its favour, probably, maybe, that you'd want to take a chance. So what else would I look at? I'd look at the course form, Haydock. It's again another great feature tool on Patternform that you can use. So I click on Haydock, go to 24 months, click, and the strike rate, well, Benny's Well has won here at Haydock over the last 2 years. The win value, now Emperor's Choice is placed. If I go, say, full form line, just 2 runs, it's pulled up once, and it placed in February of this year in a grade 3 event. Speed, and the run 2. Okay, so it's got a little, it's got a little bit of form at Haydock. What I would do, given that you haven't got a lot of course form there amongst your runners, and this is really, really good, I would click back and I would look at this racehorses to surface configuration. Let's see what type of course, Haydock is. And if you scroll down, here we go, Haydock jumps. It's a mainly flat course and it's a galloping track. So what I would do, using that information, I would go back to my race at Haydock, 12:45, and the surface I put flat, configuration I would put galloping, I put 12 months. Now 60 something has some form in these type of tracks, a couple of places by the look of it, and on the win. Now Emperor's Choice, got a couple of places on a flat galloping type of track, so it's not too bad. Dark Glacier has won on a flat track, but it's class 4. It was a 3k race, and I think you probably, if you've watched the video up to this point, thank you if you're still with me, you're probably gathering that I'm quite interested in Emperor's Choice here. So what I would do, just to finish off, I would see what its form's like in chases, and chases over this distance. So I'm going to use the same criteria, 3 miles through to 3 miles 7, 3 through to 3 7. Last 2 years. I want to do that. They're all chase results. Again, I'm going to look at chase on the going. And again, Emperor's Choice. So this form line is mostly jumps form as well. So the horse that would really interest me here is Emperor's Choice. Sedan would have been one, but it is a non-runner. I think out of this, what I'll be looking, Gasline Boy, probably not. It's got no winning form over the distance. I don't think it can match the form of Emperor's Choice. In fact, I think Emperor's Choice, let's see, go class, chase, won over 2 years. Emperor's Choice is actually placed in a grade 3 race at Haydock this February. And if we just click class 2, again, it's won twice at class 2, and it's won off a mark of 126. So it's running for 132 today. So I go back to my race my card, looking at the odds, and I think the price is always important. I see I can get 13 to 2. Well, I've already made the bet. I backed Emperor's Choice last night, very small each way bet, 13 to 2. I backed it at 7 to 1 last night. Yes, it is carrying top weight, but I think it will handle the ground. The distance is right for it. It's got a class edge on the rest of the field, and it's 7 years old. It's one or two 7-year-olds in the race, so maybe it can eke out a little bit of further improvement. Gasline Boy and No Duffer have not run over this distance, so to me there'd be a question mark against those two as to can they run a distance that they haven't run before in fairly heavy ground. Let's look at their form in heavy ground. So we go back, heavy, soft, over the last 2 years, and No Duffer now. No Duffer has won on soft ground at 3 miles off a mark of 109. It is 125 now, so it's shot up in the weights on this form line. Gasline Boy, it's run 2 very respectable races in class 4 and 2 over 3 miles on soft ground, so that there's certainly some form for those two on the ground at around the 3 mile mark. But again, that was a class 4, that was a class 4 and 2, so No Duffer would look like it's stepping up today. Let's see. And that's just their runs in the last 6 months. So let's have a look. Gasline Boy won last time out at Exeter. Where are we? Let me have a look. Dark Glace. No Duffer won last time out at Stratford, just under 3 furlongs, but it was on good soft ground. So again, I think Patternform is really good to use with other angles. Another thing which, coming back to this race, and I'll stop after this because I realise I've been speaking a long time, there's a lot to take in there, is that Venetia Williams does have a good record with her runners at Haydock in November, along with Nichols, Pipe and McCain. And her horses are going particularly well at the moment. So I think to get around 7-1, 13-2 on one of her runners in an 8-runner race that has a number of pluses in terms of distance, going and class is certainly a fair bet. It may win, it may not win. It'll be interesting to watch the race and see what happens. Any comments regarding this video or my last video on how I use Patternform and how I've come to my selections? Any feedback would be wonderful, as long as it's obviously constructive. And the comments on the Facebook page, thank you very much. They were very, very positive for my first video, and hopefully people will feel that they'll be able to leave a comment for this video, and hopefully it's picked out a winner at the 12:45 at Haydock. My name is Martin Cooper. Thank you very much for watching this video on how to use Patternform. Thank you.